Well, good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School basketball. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro with Jim Allinder and Phil Hill for tonight's East Brunswick-North Brunswick game. And Jimmy, as we look at East Brunswick, they are warming up on the court, coming in with a 7-11 record. And we talked just the other night at the girls' game about the importance of these last several games given the GMC tournament selections.
Yeah, you would think with a 7-11 record that East Brunswick has no chance whatsoever of getting in the Greater Middlesex Conference tournament. So I asked Bo Henning, the East Brunswick coach, you know, what do you think about this game? He says, if we win, we're in. And I'm saying,
wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
I think what he's trying to say is that while they have not had tremendous success in the tough red division,
Right.
if they win tonight, they'll be 3-1 outside the conference, outside the division, I should say. And that has to raise the eyebrows and the ears, make them take notice of what East Brunswick has accomplished. We know from watching this team, they're excellent. I mean, they really are a good team when they have things on. They beat Bishop Bar. They should have beaten St. Joe's here. We had that game. They lost to St. Joe's. Amboy, I mean, we can go on. And I don't think there's any question that if you take the best 16 teams in the county, East Brunswick's among them. However, if you take the best 16 records,
They're not one.
they're not,
Right.
okay? Another thing that Phil and I were talking about, the teams that are on the bubble, St. Mary's and South Amboy. Well, they're 8-10 now. They're going downhill. Saraville has looked atrocious lately. They've lost to Perth Amboy by 45 points. They lost to Woodbridge the other night by 17. So if anything else, East Brunswick's improved its position by other teams not playing well. So I think with that as an incentive in the back of the minds of the kids tonight, they should put forth a good effort.
All right, Phil, we look over at North Brunswick. First time we've seen them here on Channel 8. They come in with a 8-10 record.
Correct.
And somewhat similar position.
Similar position, and I'll tell you, Coach Ed Brahini really didn't play it up so much. But clearly, he wants to win this game today, and he wants to beat Carteret on Tuesday. That will make them 10-10 and look rather appetizing to the committee, hopefully. He says they played some good ball. They've been competitive. I think the only game they were really blown out was against South Brunswick, who has an outstanding team. And they have a few players here. They're led by a 6'2" senior, Jason Motley, who's averaging about 17 points per game, and he clearly is one of the better players in the county. So they want this game very much, and I think we're going to see a real competitive game tonight.
Well, despite the records, there appears to be a lot on the line for both teams as we get near the end of this season and looking at tournament time. And we'll be back with the start of the action in just a moment. Well, we welcome you back, and before the start of the game, we have a little ceremony to take place. Tonight marking the final home game for the 92-93 season. And so at this time, we would like to pay tribute to the senior members of the varsity basketball team, including statisticians, cheerleaders, and trainers, as well as their parents. We're going to start out with the cheerleading squad, and what I will do is read off the names to you because I'm not sure which order they're coming out, but Stacy Tindorf, accompanied by Stan and Terry Tobier, Cynthia Bennett by Mrs. Patricia Bennett, Meredith Garofala by Mrs. Susan Garofala, Jen Narr by Mr. Al Narr, David Lawson by Mr. and Mrs. Lawson, Jill Fredericks, Mrs. Madeline Fredericks, and then we understand that Jim Stapleton, Ron Shuali, and Coach Mangino will also walk out unaccompanied.
Yeah, loads of fun.
So we'll go through the cheerleaders, and then we'll move on to the senior trainers.
I'll tell you, it's actually a really nice touch, John. Both you and I had cheerleaders, and sometimes they go unnoticed, but Debbie London has done a super job here at East Brunswick with the cheerleaders. And as you see out on the floor, we've added male cheerleaders, and I think it's a great touch all the way around.
I agree, Phil. You know, they don't get the credit or at least the airtime that the players do here on Channel 8. And it's certainly not to say that we don't respect their talents and their skills. And they are here every game, hard working during the week, just like the players.
Okay, and speaking of Debbie London, here she comes, and again, she does a wonderful job.
So our senior cheerleaders. And you see them. And now our senior trainers, Anutka Oriol and Val Sklyarovinsky.
You're chopping up the name, John. I don't even
All
know
right,
what
Phil,
it is.
you try it. Go ahead.
I'm not going to try it, but I know
I apologize to both people.
Shiklovetsky?
Shiklovetsky. And let's go to the senior statisticians. Maybe I can do better here.
And that's Phil Hostler.
Hallie Friedman and Sarah Gatman and Mr. and Mrs. Lee Gateman. Part of the problem, I think, is whoever wrote this, the handwriting is leaves a lot to be desired.
I just expected you to have some affinity for trainers, John. I know for several years in high school, you volunteered as a trainer, did you not? Okay,
No, Phil, you were mistaken.
Oh, sorry.
All right, now we move to the players. Number 55, Matt Berliner, and his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Eric Berliner.
And they've seen a lot of basketball. I just looked in the book, and while it's Matt's night, Greg has 5 school records still left here at East Brunswick High School. So the Berliners got to be proud parents.
Number 50 would be Nick Szymanski and his dad, Mr. James Szymanski.
And he slaps him 5. Nick, of course, has played both football and basketball here.
32, Eric Phillips, and his aunt, Mrs. Darlene Johnson.
And she's not here today. Debbie London's stepping in and may have turned out better.
Number 22, Brandon Hockman, and his parents, Mrs. Susan Hockman and Mr. Robert Hockman.
And between basketball and soccer, here's a set of parents that certainly keep awfully busy here in East Brunswick.
We have next, number 31, the co-captain for East Brunswick, Rich Kutza, and his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Richard Kutza.
And again, they've enjoyed a lot of quality basketball here, and got to be awfully proud of his son, Richie.
Followed by number 25, the other co-captain for East Brunswick, Kevin O'Neill, and his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Michael O'Neill.
Mr. and Mrs. Michael O'Neill, another family involved in a lot of basketball. Mike O'Neill Sr. is always at St. Bart's with the kiddie program.
Those are our seniors, cheerleading, senior trainers, statisticians, and players.
And if we can get them to turn around.
And they are. Some of them are anyway.
I'll tell you, there's some good-looking people, aren't they?
And a good crowd, and we say thank you to all these seniors, and we wish them the best as they move on in their educational and athletic careers.
Hey, look at this. They're waving. Eric Phillips
Look at this.
is waving.
They finally caught on after how many years?
Okay, great.
He better not wave. They may call him for a foul.
All right, we'll take a break for a moment, and we'll come back with the start of the game in just a minute. Well, finally, we're ready for tonight's game. This being senior night, if you will, East Brunswick High School. Bears taking on North Brunswick. And Jimmy, do you ever remember them meeting before? I don't recall.
Oh, yes, it's happened on occasion. It's obviously, with North Brunswick being in the white division, that causes them to not see each other as frequently, but they've met.
Here we go, at the tap. It's North Brunswick, rather, controlling the ball.
You're going to have fun with these two teams, aren't you, huh? We'll keep it north and east.
Cunningham with the ball. He'll take the shot, left-handed, in and out.
Ooh.
Ball is saved, back to Cunningham. Nice move by Holloman.
Bears playing man-to-man.
Williams back to Cunningham. And Phil, looks like everything revolves around Cunningham.
He's like the O'Neill of the North Brunswick team. He handles the ball 95% of the time.
O'Neill quickly to Cannon, had some thoughts. O'Neill will take it, baseline. Moves it back out. Cannon, three-pointer. Not this time. Kutza keeps it alive. Berliner, his hands on it.
Nice.
There's Cannon underneath.
I tell you, great look by Berliner.
That's what they're going to need.
Bears on top, 2-0 as we start this game.
You mentioned everything revolves around Cunningham, but as Phil had mentioned, Jason Motley is the player.
And O'Neill.
Still there. Kutza will bring it back out.
That's good ball movement.
Back inside is Rich. Fights his way to the basket and makes it.
Right away, I think East Brunswick sees that it has a height advantage, and I think they're going to try to exploit that all the way.
Well, they clearly do.
Yeah. But on this end of the court, I wanted to mention that Kutza is playing Motley, so we're going to watch for that match.
Stolen by Kutza. Jam, yes.
I'll tell you, party time.
And
That brings everyone to their feet.
I'm sorry, I think North Brunswick's going to have to wake up. And they don't realize that they're playing with a team here that is not a true 7-11 club.
Motley. Berliner with the rebound. East Brunswick running tonight. O'Neal. Cannon, three-pointer. Short. Hockman's got it.
Good restraint there.
And the Raiders in man-to-man themselves. And Jim, you're making a point, not a true 7-11 team. You're talking about red division, white division stuff again?
No, absolutely.
Okay.
And let's just watch. I think East Brunswick clearly is the better team on the court just from watching this.
Holloman wide. And they're going to call a jump ball. It'll go to East Brunswick. Bears on top, 6-0. 5:37 here in the first period.
Double trap here. They'll break it easy.
Cannon all the way. No problem with that.
And we've talked about the development of Timmy Cannon, but seems like he gets better with each game.
I think this is a good move by putting Kutza on Motley. I really do. It's going to take out the outside shooting.
Motley has it stolen by Berliner. Bears showing great defense thus far. O'Neal drives, looks underneath. Cannon has it blocked. It'll stay East Brunswick's way. Good play by Motley.
There's the timeout.
Timeout, North Brunswick. And we have tonight the North Brunswick coach mic'd up, and let's go down to that huddle and see what he has to say.
Ed Brahini.
All right. You hear that? Jason, you're going to bring the ball up, okay? You can beat your man. Just bring the ball up, all right? Doesn't mean it's clear out time. Just bring the ball up and get into the offense, all right? Now, if we call, did you hear us call Michigan? Yeah. All right, well, let's get a better upscreen.
Let's run stack or flash next time down an offense, you two.
And we're going to pick and roll, all right?
Stack, flash on there, or cross.
Okay. Hey, I want right now, hold on. I want a stack, Chris, and I want Jason to play pick and roll with the guy that's left. All right? Let's get on. Let's get on a board here. Okay, and then we're gonna go run and jump. All right, 33. All right, 33. All right.
So Mr. Brahini thinks that Jason Motley can take his man Richie Kutza.
Well, not only that, I thought I heard him say, let's call Michigan. I guess calling up some of the Fabulous Five or something for help, but maybe
not available. They got the same colors, but that's about it.
Boy, he's like this in the first period. Berliner looking around, gives it to Hockman. Outside three-pointer.
Yes.
Is that a two? It's a two.
Two, inside the
line. I'll tell you, a nice touch by Bo Henning starting the senior, Brandon Hockman.
And it's a bonus because you really don't expect Brandon to be an outside shooter like that.
10-0 East Brunswick. Motley loses control. Picked up a little finger roll. Nice play there by Locasio.
I'll tell you, good-looking ball player to Motley. Uh-oh, and we had an injury, ankle injury.
Keith Williams is down, and East Brunswick trainer Phil Hostler right there on the spot.
Well, he's holding his knee more so than the ankle, guys.
And he does have a brace on, as you can see.
And I'll tell you, Brahini certainly hates to see him go down. Keith Williams, a 6'2" senior center, and he's been a steady player for several years now.
Well, this is not a tall team to begin with. Motley, I believe, is 6'1". Williams is among the taller players on the team at 6'2".
Right. And Brahini had to say of Williams, he makes very few mistakes, so they really need to have him in there.
Well, he can't put too much weight on this.
Well,
and he's going to go out of this game.
I'm not sure if it's the ankle or the knee. He has a knee brace on there, as you can see, but he's going to the locker room.
So Mike Rowanson will come in, number 35. East Brunswick finding the open man. That's their game plan, and there's a turnover there. Cannon looking for O'Neal.
Well, with a 10-2 lead, I think East Brunswick can really afford to pick and choose what it wants to do.
Motley against Kutza, drives in the lane. Off with the shot, rebound Berliner.
And Motley with an awfully quick first step.
Quickly down. Hockman drives into the paint, looking to pass, has it blocked.
3-on-1.
Motley having trouble with it, knocked away by Hockman and picked up by Cannon. Now we have a 2-on-2. Cannon all the way.
Offensive foul.
And a charge is called.
Why did he go on that?
And I'll tell you got to give Chris Locascio credit. Stood there and took the charge.
Timmy, it really didn't look like he had an opening,
Well,
yet he went ahead anyway.
Not only that, he had a man out on the wing there, so
it was just poor judgment.
Just one of the few times we see that with Tim Cannon.
Our score is 10-2. East Brunswick on top. 3:45 remaining here in the first period.
I just see this as a key time in the game for East Brunswick to put away its opponent early.
Another turnover by North Brunswick. They come back up with it, though. And a little finger roll by Holloman makes it 10-4. Kutza.
Wow, he took his trip, no call.
Nice pass.
Hockman.
And he goes up and puts it down.
Good passing movement. Greeny's looking for the charge.
And guys, let me tell you, this game's getting rough.
It is. Very physical.
12-4, Bears on top by 8. Cunningham tries to force something. No call there.
And Eric Cunningham, we remember him. About 70 yards on the gridiron against the Bears this past season for a touchdown.
Cannon, three-pointer.
Way out. Two poor judgment calls by Tim Cannon there in the last minute.
Motley again trying, and he's off, Phil. Doesn't have the touch yet.
Doesn't seem to. He seems like he's better when he's driving.
Kutza inside. There's Cannon, three-point range. Nope. Motley with the rebound.
I'll tell you one thing. Motley has a complete game. He may not be scoring, but he's doing other things, rebounding, playing good defense.
And he's bringing the ball up as his coach wanted. Holloman. Shot by Rowanson. Makes it.
Strange looking shot, huh?
12-8. Bears lead is now cut to 4. O'Neal to Hockman. He'll walk it forward.
No, they're in a, I don't know what kind of zone this is. This looks like a 2-2-1.
Kutza, three-pointer. In and out. Berliner, rebound. Goes back up with it, has it blocked.
Lewinsky with the block.
Gets it back out. Another three-point attempt. And here comes Motley.
Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy.
Foul against O'Neal.
They called it on O'Neal, and Motley looked like he was going to take it to the basket strong. I tell you, just an awfully quick, one of the quicker basketball players that we've seen this year.
East Brunswick has to watch it now. They got off to that quick start.
And mass substitution here. New players coming in for the Bears.
We've got Beck, Phillips, and Glover now seeing action for East Brunswick.
And Kutza is coating Motley.
Cunningham with it for the Raiders. Glover on top of him. He gets the ball through. Poor shot, and the foul's going to be called, I think, on 31. Holloman coming over the top of Eric Phillips.
All right, first team foul for North Brunswick. East Brunswick with 2.
Minute left in this first period. Bears by 4, 12-8.
Raiders still in a man-to-man defense.
Glover to Phillips. Looks inside, there's O'Neal. Back to Eric.
Got to find your shooters here.
Glover now will look inside.
Got to get out of the circle.
40 seconds remaining.
Kutza's got to be the man.
Beck won't go. Rebound, North Brunswick. 30 seconds, and Motley will slow it down.
Ishtikiam coming down with the rebound.
Inside, Holloman turns. Off the iron.
I'll tell you, they're letting them play.
Rebound.
The officials are letting them play, and I sort of like it.
Lots of time here. It's 10 seconds. They don't have to get it off yet.
O'Neal will push it up. That'll do it.
Ooh. And Cunningham goes down hard. Kutza helps him up.
First quarter's over here at East Brunswick, and our score 12-8.
I think we're in for a game, guys.
Certainly going to be a brawl. And let's listen to Bo Henning.
So I'm not sure. That was a man-to-man right there. All right, I told you you're going to try and get to the basket on a dribble. You're going to contain the dribbler, right? They're going to show you anything outside, okay? What'll happen in a 1-4, if you don't control the dribbler, fellas, and he gets in here and we help out, easy opportunities, right? So make sure that as he begins to penetrate, this guy's closing down to the ball, this guy's just faking at the hedge or thinking charge. Guy helps out, right? All right, on the offensive end, you're getting so many good shots, it's ridiculous. Keep looking inside. You break your man down. If a guy's got a guy on his back, throw it in there. Throw it in there, okay? Go in and out. Don't force it up. They may rake down really hard, okay? All right, let's go.
You know, and Bo Henning's consistent, once again, as he talks strategy, and pretty much the same all the time. He might be saying, would you like to go out for a sandwich? It's the same pace. Very seldom does he get rattled. Always in control and very clear.
All right, here we go. We start this second period. North Brunswick trailing by 4. We've mentioned several times this is becoming a very physical game. East Brunswick with the height advantage, and a turnover there by Cunningham.
Yeah, looks like 35. What's his name?
Rowinski.
We have him listed as Rowinski. You have him as Rollinson?
Rowanson.
Rowanson, okay. Rowanson tried to get open for a moment.
O'Neal being pressured, gets it into Berliner.
Should have the move to the basket.
Nice, strong move to the basket.
Yeah, he's got that inside advantage.
14-8.
And Matt Berliner has shown flashes of brilliance often.
Motley gets his first bucket. 14-10. Bears by 4. Beck over to Glover.
Puts in Cannon on the bench.
Steal by Holloman.
I got to think that Henning wants to get these guys a rest. This is a fast-paced game.
It is an awfully fast pace, and I think depth may be the difference.
Holloman driving, dishes it off. Looks back in, Motley. Not this time.
Ooh.
Foul is going to be called on Phillips.
I'll tell you, Phillips prepared to have some ball, but maybe apparently not.
And going to the line will be Dakayam.
Ish Dakayam.
Wow, I got that one right.
Right. 6-foot junior.
So who we have the foul on here?
Foul was on Phillips, I believe.
Right.
There we go, okay.
Dakayam at the line, looking to close the gap. Hits the first, makes it 14-11.
The Raiders' credit, they were down 8-zip.
Nice touch by the young man. Puts North Brunswick within 2, 14-12.
Cannon's going to come back in. I think that's the lineup that they want.
East Brunswick moving the ball around the perimeter. Almost stolen there. Phillips will take it, and he's fouled, and he gets the basket.
Super athletic move.
Yoke and Toke. Phillips going up nicely, putting it up and bringing it back and putting it up again and drawing the foul.
And he'll go to the line. Cannon will check back in for Glover.
Foul is on Rowanson.
And
Eric makes it 17-12. Bears on top by 5.
Well, again, Kutza is on Motley. Let's see if the senior tries to get inside now. A little bit different.
Motley fighting his way around the perimeter.
He just doesn't have the same ball movement when Rich Kutza's on him.
Ball goes out on Dakayam, so East Brunswick will have it.
We see that Williams has returned to the bench at least.
And Spencer Maluno for North Brunswick comes in as well.
Also, North Brunswick has a bench also. That could be an advantage here.
O'Neal, three-pointer. Yes.
Ooh.
Makes it 20-12.
And I'll tell you, Kevin O'Neal can shoot. He had 12 points versus St. Joe's this week.
Air ball.
Air ball that time. Shot put up by Maluno.
Ooh. The officials are really
That's
letting
a good look.
Berliner, no.
Just won't go, though.
Rebound, North Brunswick, and Motley will bring it up. And he's going to touch it on every offensive play.
This is a great matchup here.
Shot won't go this time. O'Neal fights, keeps it, and gets it.
That's a great hustle, too.
Phillips, down court.
Ooh,
And
pin. I'll tell you, it was actually pinned against the board, except it wasn't above the rim there.
Yeah, the only problem was 31 there.
Holloman
used the body.
And give Eric Phillips credit, going up with the left hand, drawing the foul.
That was his speed.
4:54 showing on the clock as Phillips goes to the line.
And the 6'1" seniors had a fine career here at East Brunswick, playing both football and basketball, and been a steady contributor in both sports.
Come on, still 34.
So he's perfect from the line tonight. 2 for 2.
Come on, you got 34.
Makes it 21-12, Bears on top. Off the rim, Berliner gets it, has it, spins, and uses the glass.
He has nice touch.
And I'll tell you, look at Matt Berliner. He would rather bump somebody than anything else out there on the court.
23-12. Motley, three-pointer.
He was way off.
Nothing there. Here comes Cannon. It's a foot race. And now he'll pull it and bring it out.
He's gonna go.
He'll take it.
Ooh.
Yes.
Timmy Cannon.
26-12, and North Brunswick wants timeout.
And why not?
Sure, they were up. They had it 14-12 not more than 2 minutes ago. Now it's a 26-12 lead.
Let's go over to North Brunswick and hear what's going on in that huddle.
Cannot do if you want to beat a good team is to let them rebound, miss foul shots, and stick them back up in your face. You can't beat anybody that way. Can't beat anybody that way. You know, we use people off the bench, we bring them in. Got to come in and make a positive contribution. Just, you know, to do something positive, okay? I mean, not shoot the ball right away. Go get a rebound like we talked about. Come in the game, get a rebound, or do something. We're going to play man-to-man, guys, right now. Man-to-man with a little jump action, all right? Look to jump out front, the guards, 2 guards if you can. All right, yeah, like a 32, all right? Come down, we get some shots, get the ball inside a little bit. We gotta go on another little string like we just went on, or we're going to blow you out of here. All right, let's go, guys. Well, we can do it, Let's go. Let's go. On to the team, 1, 2, 3, team.
Phil, pretty matter of fact.
I'll tell you, contrasting styles, however, whereas Bo talks this complete strategy just about any time he calls a timeout. Brahimi more motivational, more like Fitzpatrick type coaching. You know, win the game.
Do you know any other coaches other than South River coach?
Well, what are you going to do?
One is assuming that one knows who Fitzpatrick is.
The great John Fitzpatrick, of course.
Of course. Well, let's see if North Brunswick follows the strategy of their coach. He's asking them to rebound, make use of the players coming in fresh off the bench, and there goes Cunningham with a travel.
Credit that defense to O'Neal.
Dakayam actually
I'm
with
sorry,
the travel.
Dakayam, you're right.
And speaking of Cunningham, here he comes back in the game now.
And Phillips takes a well-deserved rest.
Hockman in. It's Hockman, Berliner, Cannon, Kutza, and O'Neal. So the starting 5 are back. 3:45, second period.
Look at that pass.
Cannon, three-pointer, off the rim. Here comes Cunningham.
Didn't go that time, but he sure looks comfortable shooting that three-pointer.
Motley,
Great defense.
not there. O'Neal with the rebound.
Ooh, and Motley just takes it away. And Berliner recovers.
Here we go.
Kutza to Cannon.
Whoa.
And a little shake and bake for the bucket.
You know, we've been saying, talking time and time again about the improvement of Cannon. He's just become a complete ball player.
28-12, Bears by 16.
And a good feed.
Williams back in the game for North Brunswick, so that knee must be feeling much better.
And Molyneux going up for the 2.
Oh, there's the pass inside.
Berliner still with it.
Oh,
Great
good
look. Oh, Kutza misses.
Nice touch, though. I like the intent.
Motley.
Oh, Motley is off, I tell you.
Well, I'll tell you what. Ever since Richie Kutza came in the game, Motley just has not had his way, and I think he's getting tired. He wants to shoot it outside now.
Cannon in the paint. A little short. Motley with the rebound.
Look at him. He's tired.
Ooh.
Good look, but
Well,
a good defense by Hockman.
I'll tell you, Brian, Hockman right there, but
Berliner takes a rest, then Beck comes in.
fine attempt by Motley.
Set play here.
Dekayem looks inside for Motley, has him. Motley, too strong.
Okay, Motley used that left hand and still didn't get the ball down.
I just see a fatigued player, Phil.
They're pushed off.
O'Neal across to Hockman. Back doors, Beck.
They can't look too much better than this, guys. The passes are sharp. It's good look, good defense.
Don't look like a 7-11 team. Hockman.
Good fast.
No, and they're gonna call travel
before.
on Cannon.
I like what you said. They don't look like a 7-11 team.
Well, was the travel on Cannon or Hockman?
I think
not
they're
sure
going to
who
call
they
it.
called it on.
They're going to call it on Cannon.
All right. Here comes Cunningham all the way through.
Boy, fights his way.
They love to force
There's
it.
Williams.
Well, the points that North Brunswick's scoring are not coming on well-designed plays, set plays.
Actually, they're coming off second and third shots.
Exactly.
30-16. East Brunswick by 14. 1:20 remaining before halftime. We mentioned earlier, both teams sitting on the bubble, if you will, for GMC consideration. East Brunswick losing the other night to St. Joe's.
Hey, lots of time here.
O'Neal to Hockman. He'll put it up. Short. Molyneux with the rebound. Dekayem from way outside, right into the hands of Beck. 45 seconds.
Boy, they're really pushing it, aren't they?
Cannon has it knocked away. O'Neal. Nice play
I'll
by
tell you.
That was an
Motley.
excellent play.
I tell you, good body control. Kept control of the ball, kept control of his body.
Phil, any word on Motley playing college ball?
The coach didn't talk much about that, but you can see the young man has an awful lot of ability.
Yes, he does.
A lot of quickness. Hockman, he kind of worms his way through, if you will. Gets it back out.
For sure they ought to be thinking about Cannon for a three-point shot here.
5 seconds. There's Cannon. There's the three-pointer. Short. He just doesn't have it tonight, at least at this point.
They
So the
called a
half, and
foul.
the game ends.
Well, it's a foul.
It's not a shooting foul, fortunately, for East Brunswick. All right, so the half's going to end at that point.
And so a very quick and fast-paced first half. The Bears are on top, 30-18. And how do you gentlemen see it?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think this was one of East Brunswick's better halves. I think they showed a lot of good offensive style, banging the boards real hard. They know they have the height advantage on North Brunswick. They're exploiting it. And on the defensive end, I think they've been able to contain Jason Motley fairly well. 4 points on just 2 field goals. So I think East Brunswick's doing a great job.
I tend to agree with you, John. You brought up earlier that they just came off a loss against St. Joseph, but the fact of the matter is they had a 41-39 lead going into the fourth quarter, and being at St. Joseph just took it. But based on how they're playing this first half there is no doubt in my mind East Brunswick is one of the better teams in the county, so clearly belongs in that county tournament.
Well, we're going to take a little break here, and then when we come back, there'll be a special presentation at halftime that we want to bring to you. So we'll be back in just a bit. Well, we mentioned that tonight will be a special halftime presentation, and in fact, we are honoring the winners of the boys foul shooting contest. Presenting the awards is Mr. Frank Knoppenberger. He's the supervisor of athletics and physical education here at East Brunswick High School. And this is the 9th year that the program has been held. And Phil, I think we've done all 9 years.
We've just about, and I tell you, it's really a nice touch. You got to give Frank Knoppenberger a lot of credit because it gets the younger kids involved in the system early on.
Well, the winners are from Bound Moreau, Kenny Seiler. From Central School, Joey Gallner. From Chittick School, A.J. Mantha. From Frost School, Alex Stein. From Irwin School, Danny Gottlieb. And from Memorial School, they had a tie. It's Brian Hardy and a young man by the name of Justin Hill. Warnsdorfer is Mike Matko. And from Hammersholt, we have from the 6th grade is Tiago Oliveira. And from the 7th grade is Doug Zukix. And you see the young men coming out here and receiving their trophies. And we mentioned a tie at Memorial School. And Phil, you might have some insight here.
I have some insight. Might as well tell it like it is. Brian Hardy, actually they went down to 3 overtimes, so to speak. The first time they tied, the second time they tied, and the third time, Brian Hardy actually won by 1 basket. However, the officials saw fit to bring both boys here. No bias on my part.
Well, we're kidding Phil here. His son Justin, who you see out on the court, tied with Brian, and there was some mention of money being passed, but
we'll let that go.
We don't know. We don't want to certainly foster that rumor.
All right. They're going to have competition here, are they not, guys?
Well, I don't think it's really competition. I think it gives them an opportunity to take
a shoot-off.
A shoot-off at the basket there.
And I think you were the one that was mentioning that the ball feels like a ton of bricks.
I'll tell you this.
Let's see how Sonny Boy responds.
The point about it is, in your backyard, that's fine. You come up into high school in front of a large crowd and everything, and all of a sudden that ball gets to be very, very heavy. And look who's the first shot.
Look who jumps up first.
I'll tell you, the juice.
Oh, they're giving him an advantage here. Look at this.
Oh, slight advantage. The juice. Look at that
yes.
form. All right.
He swishes it.
No rim.
Well, just like his dad, you know, he has that special touch. What are you going to do?
Look at his father. We got to pull him back in the chair. Unfortunately, and you have to bear with us, we don't know who the young men are. We only know Justin, obviously.
This is Mr. Hardy right here.
This is Mr. Hardy. Phil knows Mr. Hardy.
Well, there's the other playoffs over with.
So we have one who has made the basket. Oh, almost that time. And again, the real purpose of all this is to get the young kids involved in thinking about basketball. And
here we have
another one.
Bing. Oh, I thought it was in.
And
Mr. Johnson here, or whoever. No, he's wearing a Johnson.
Nice touch.
Yeah,
nice touch.
He went from the regular foul line.
3. So we have 3 so far. Just a little short on that time. And so now.
And here we go for the second round.
Okay, easy, Dad, easy.
Just like I taught you, Juice.
Sit down, relax.
It's got a nice touch.
Swish again.
It does have a nice touch. Doesn't even crack a smile either. Again, uh-oh.
There now remains one more.
This could win it all right here.
Shot. Yes.
Oh.
And we're going to have a shoot-off. Pressure building. Dad's heart is pumping.
And there's quite a crowd around there.
All right.
He's just nothing but net.
These two young men are taking it down.
And there you go.
And that makes Juice the winner.
And he wins the T-shirt.
I'll tell you.
Justin Hill gets the T-shirt, and all the young men deserve a nice round of applause. And we'll take a break before we start this third period to let that cool down.
We got Bo Henning yelling, fix, fix.
Well, that's what I'm going to check right now. We'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Well, there's the proud Hill family and gathering. They brought the whole crew out, and deservedly so. And our congratulations to Justin Hill for winning the shoot-off, and a proud dad sitting next to us here, and he should be. Fine young man and fine parents.
All right, thank you, John.
Jim, you have some halftime scoring.
Yeah, quickly as East Brunswick inbounds. Timmy Cannon leading scorer for the Bears with 9. Phillips with 4. Kutza with 4. Berliner with 4. O'Neill a 3-pointer. Brandon Hockman with 4. And Neil Beck with 2. And not a lot of scoring for North Brunswick. Motley with 4. Cunningham 4. Rowinson 2. Lacasio 2. Williams 2. Malino 2. And Holman, too.
And I tell you one thing about this North Brunswick team. They're not a three-point shooting team. Check the stats in the local newspaper, and they just don't shoot threes.
Williams won't go. Follow up Motley.
At least, I'm sorry, John. East Brunswick's going to have to play with the same aggressiveness that they displayed in the first half.
Cannon. And a lot of back and forth, no points. Our score is still 30-18. We've mentioned it's been an aggressive game, physically that is, on the court. East Brunswick.
That's off North Brunswick. Good play by O'Neill. Scrapper all season long.
Kutza inbounds it. O'Neill will bring it across the line.
Can't believe they're leaving Cannon alone like that.
Berliner spins, turns short. Motley with the rebound. So both teams starting out cold this third period.
As a matter of fact, all night long, North Brunswick has given East Brunswick a lot of three-point shooting opportunities.
Cunningham throws one up. Rebound Kutza.
I'll tell you, big rebound.
O'Neill quickly down the side. Has Hockman in the corner, looks inside. Berliner kind of got jammed and tried to get the ball back out, and it's back court.
Okay, you hear Bo on the sideline. He's saying, let's go. He doesn't like the looks of things. The Raiders aren't in sync, and he doesn't think his team should follow suit. He wants something to start happening.
It's a key point in the game. East Brunswick could really put away North Brunswick.
They lead by 12. There's the turnover. O'Neill.
Could have been steps called there, huh?
Cannon using the glass. Nothing. Kutza on the follow-up.
Richie with a great follow-up. That's the hustle.
And I'll tell you, it's moves like that, Jim. You've been talking about Kutza in college, playing for some college, and it's that type of ability that just reassures you that he can.
And effort, too.
Looking inside for Holman. Won't go.
That's a great defensive play by O'Neill. North Brunswick is not going to get it done this way. They're lackadaisical with their passing, deliberate. They're depending too much on Jason Motley.
Hockman looks underneath. Berliner.
Wow.
Uses the glass to get the bucket.
They need a timeout.
34-18, and North Brunswick will take the timeout.
And Jim, I think you make a good point. They're depending too much on Motley instead of the crew.
Let's listen in on North Brunswick.
5 out. When we call 44, as we practice, I want a trap closed on that guard that he does not dribble out with such ease. With such ease. Sean will be on the ball. You'll be back. You'll gamble. You and you will be the guards. All right, 44, back to man. When we don't score with man to man, you better work your tails off. Let's go. Let's go.
I got 31. Pick up your
On
men
three,
now.
team. 1, 2, 3, team.
Well, he's got that right. Got to work their tails off because they haven't been working their
And
tails
it's
off this night.
Slight admonition. They got to get something going there. And a lot of times when things aren't working as well as you like offensively, you make them happen defensively through hustle and whatnot.
Okay, just very quickly, I want to talk about the wrestling situation. We've been talking about an alumni match with Cedar Ridge this Friday night, tomorrow night on the regular schedule. Not going to happen. Cedar Ridge, one of the players came down with a viral infection, better known as herpes, on the lip, and as a result, they are going to not be able to play the game. Another one, great move.
Cannon on the breakaway.
By Cannon.
Makes it 36-18.
All right, so what happens is East Brunswick schedules a match with Kittanani, I guess it's pronounced. Well, we understand it's going to be snowing tonight. So that match might be canceled also. So there may not be many wrestling tomorrow night for East Brunswick.
So not many in Kittanani. Okay.
Except snow. Whoa.
Shot that time by
That's
number
Malawi.
40.
Maluno.
Right.
So they gave him a 3.
Berliner. Oh, he misses it underneath.
But he fouls up.
Has it knocked away.
And only a
by
great
Thompson.
defensive play by Thompson. Sorry for John.
36-20. Bears by 16 with 4:25 remaining, third period. We mentioned East Brunswick holding on to a glimmering hope for a GMC entry.
Three.
Molyneux with the 3.
2 in a row by that guy.
And good pressure defense.
East Brunswick 2-on-1.
And
Dakayam comes through to knock it away.
I'll tell you, just showing his good quickness there.
Boy, 2 quick 3-pointers by Malayano, and they're at least in shooting range here, 36-23.
Hockman inside, Berliner, 2 men on, he'll send it back out. Hockman will put it up. Off the front of the rim, but saved by Kutza. Inside goes Cannon. and
Offensive foul.
Took him down.
Backed in, that's his second foul.
And some substitutions for East Brunswick. Phillips and Glover will come in. Cannon and Hockman will take a break.
Both guards.
And both Hockman and Cannon really done a fine job tonight, particularly defensively.
Guys, I didn't notice, but Motley's out of there.
And a kick called against East Brunswick.
This is Tyshawn Daniels, 21.
Shot partially blocked. Rebound by Kutza. It'll go North Brunswick's way. The ball fell back on Richie as he laid out of bounds.
Right in front of the East North Brunswick bench, and they're mighty happy about that.
Beck will come in. Kutza will take a break.
All right. Fast pace of this game again.
Shot won't go. Glover rebound. Gets it to O'Neal. Quickly down the right side. Across. Beck to Glover. Phillips. He'll take the baseline.
Ooh.
No foul. Keeps.
Ooh.
There's a
And
foul.
there's the foul that time.
I think they got Romanosin.
Number 35.
Rowanson, I'm sorry. Number 2 on him.
And Motley will come back in.
That's only the 4th team foul. Holloman and Rowanson are the only 2 players with fouls, each with 2 for North Brunswick. So not many opportunities for the Bears to go to the line. As a matter of fact, Phillips has
He's
been
the
the
only
only
one.
player
Yeah.
to the line.
And Phillips is shooting 60% from the foul line, while the team's shooting 59%. So right at the average.
Our score remains 36-23. We have 3:02 remaining, third period. Make that 37-23. Motley quickly looking for some room, finds it, but not the basket.
And you notice what a free entry to the basket he has when Rich Kutza's not in there.
A lot of holding going on underneath. Berliner thrown up that time. Dykayam looks underneath to Motley, and a push is going to be called against Berliner.
And I'll tell you, bodies are hitting the floor, gentlemen.
Kutza looks like he'll come back in, and he will. And Matt will take a break.
All right, that was a non-shooting foul, guys.
And Matt Berliner with 6 points thus far tonight.
North Brunswick inbound. Shot by Molyneux. Rebound O'Neal. Quickly, there's Glover to Kutza.
I'll tell you, good movement of the ball. O'Neal with a fantastic outlet pass.
It's picture perfect.
39-23. Bears by 16. Beck jumps in there, and they'll have a jump ball. And it goes North Brunswick's way. Deniers will drive, gets it in.
Ooh. I'll tell you, nice move by the young fella.
We're inside of 2 minutes now, third period. Bears by 14. Kutza to Glover.
Raiders still in man-to-man.
Richie's underneath.
Phillips wants some help. He'll give it to Glover.
A lot of bumping going on underneath.
Beck had some thoughts about it. Now needs to get rid of it. He does to O'Neal. O'Neal on the screen. Nope. Tries to force it inside.
It's like a chess match going on now.
Knocked away by Kutza. It's a sprint to the basket. Won't go. And it'll go back to North Brunswick.
Thought that was knocked out of Beck's hands. Apparently not. And Richie's rather fatigued right now.
And I'll tell you,
Thought they might want to take him out for the remainder of this third period, give him a rest.
Bo Henning using limited players. Bentrovic has not been in the game tonight.
Inside, steal by Cannon. He'll give it to O'Neal. Inside to Kutza.
Blocked.
Good block by Motley.
Good move. I was about ready to say Kutza with that first step, but Motley recovered nicely.
Stolen by Kutza, but Motley will get it back. Malinow. Not this time as Glover pulls it down.
And as you can see, the Raiders don't have a lot of outside shooters. Everything they're trying to do seems to be trying to, even in a half-court situation, drive it to the basket. They're going to have to, somebody's going to have to start putting some up if they expect to stay in this game.
O'Neal with 10 seconds left in the quarter. 5.
They got to shoot it.
O'Neal looks underneath. Glover.
Oh!
Yes, at the buzzer.
I'll tell you.
That'll do it.
I'll tell you, Glover with nice dish, nice swish. O'Neal once again showing once again he'd rather have an assist than a basket. Just a nice feed.
Brilliant, brilliant play.
So at the end of 3, it's 41-25, and we'll listen in on Bo.
Okay, you know what you're doing a pretty good job of right now? You're starting to look inside pretty well, okay? And guys are really sitting in there posting up pretty well. You continue to do that. They've gotten lucky and blocked a couple from behind, gotten a piece of the ball on the way up. That doesn't work over the long haul. You know that. That kind of defense does not work over the long haul, all right? Now, on the defensive end, you've gotten out in passing lanes a lot better that time. We got a lot of steals off of it. Turn over quicker to offense, and if you get an advantage, you push it strong to the basket, okay? Now, if a guy's back waiting on you, watch your lanes fill. Watch your lanes. Just slow up in your pace and watch your lanes fill. But know there'll be somebody coming behind you defensively. Okay? All right. Remember where our advantage is. Our advantage against them is inside. That's where the ball should go as much as possible. Okay, let's go.
Come on.
It's our ball again now. It's our ball again. Let's run another regular off this. 1, 2, 3, team.
Okay, Bo making 2 solid points. One of them is that the Raiders are not playing in-your-face type defense. They're coming over the top and trying to swipe after you go by them and so forth. And he points out that may go sometimes, but over the long haul it will not work. The other point he makes is that, listen, our strength is inside offensively. We want to get the ball down and take advantage of our height.
All right, this is O'Neal as we enter the 4th and final period. Bears on top, 41-25. A lot of movement from East Brunswick. Beck, there's that move to the basket. Motley, that's time, rejects it. And he'll take it.
Ooh.
And, and he's fouled underneath.
They're going to get Cannon, I think. 3rd foul. It's one of the few times that Jason Motley has had his way inside tonight.
But I'll tell you, you look at the 6'2" senior, scored 22 points against Madison the other night, and while a lot of his shots have not gone down, the movement by this young man has been some of the better that we've seen this year. The ball just has not gone down for him.
That is Motley at the line. Finds net. Makes it 41-28.
Watch you run and jump.
O'Neal takes it in, finds Kutza. He's hammered from behind, Motley.
Okay, and I tell you, following instructions to a T. You heard Bo Henning say, we want to get it down low to our big men. O'Neal navigating the ship, so to speak, got the ball down, and as you saw, Kutza put it up and drew the foul.
Motley looking incredulous, like he didn't touch Kutza. I find that hard to believe. That's the competitive spirit in the young man, though.
Well, Richie goes to the line.
Yeah, he's the first one other than Phillips to shoot a foul shot.
I mentioned before, as a team, they're shooting 59%, and Kutza's shooting 45% from the foul line, so it's clearly not one of their strengths.
Glover keeps it alive.
That kills North Brunswick right there. Heck, Berhaney just slammed his hand on the ground.
And O'Neal converts.
You talk about a turnaround. That was one right there. Lost the rebound after 2 foul shots are missed. East Brunswick converts.
43-28. And nothing's going the Raiders' way now. And a foul going to be called on Deniers, I believe.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, they realized the desperate of their situation. Malino.
I'm sorry, you're right, Jim. His first.
Well, the Bears should not be in any hurry. 43-28 here.
Spin by Kutza, and the ball rolls the other way. Motley quickly takes it down the side. He's going one spot.
That's
blocked by Kutza.
That's goaltending, not called.
And a travel by Holloman.
Okay. I thought that was goaltending, gentlemen, and clearly neither official picked it up, but to the Bears' advantage.
6:11 remaining in the game.
Brandy doesn't seem to be protesting too vigorously.
Ooh, that should have been an offensive foul.
Yeah,
Cannon,
you're right
Kutza,
there.
Glover, and Motley with the rebound.
Uh-oh, and Brahini's took off his jacket, and he's clearly upset there. You know, he let the goaltending call go, and the Cannon coming with the elbow, pushing off. Should have been an offensive foul, not called.
All now. Nowhere to be found. Deniers underneath the Motley, and a foul by Berliner.
Team foul 4. Second on Matt. No trouble for East Brunswick.
And I'll tell you, in all fairness to the officials, we've been saying early on, they've been letting them play, and we've been enjoying that. So they've been letting them get away with a few things as well.
And time's got to be a factor now with 5:41, John.
Dakayam all by himself.
Mental lapse. His first 2 points.
13-point lead for the Bears, 43-30, 5:32 remaining in the game.
I'm surprised there's no press by North Brunswick.
Almost a little alley-oop there, but stolen by North Brunswick. And thrown away by North Brunswick.
Pass is not finding their marks. And I got to believe that Kutza is really tired. He's been in there for most of the way the second half.
Cannon better get it across the line. He does. O'Neal being pressured. Hockman underneath, looking for Kutza.
And Brian Halsman knocks the ball out, getting a piece of Kutza in the process.
O'Neal will inbound to Cannon. 5 minutes remaining. East Brunswick by
3.
13-point lead. Nothing has changed as Motley brings it back up.
They got to be thinking outside shots now.
Good pass.
Holloman by himself and fouled by Berliner.
And John, you've been talking about a time to make a move, and if they're going to make any move, this is the time to do it off this 3-point play. They got to complete this basket here, come back, play some very hard-nosed defense, and as you point out, Jim, start hitting some of those outside shots.
And Bo wants a timeout. So let's see what strategy Bo has. I'm sure he's not pleased at this point.
You were picking his man up?
No, he picked my man up. And then
Right, okay. That's what I meant.
I didn't pick him up.
Okay. All right, now, against their 1-3-1, right? I don't know if that diagonal pass is going to be there, just bringing it up and throwing it. The kid's just reading your eyes, okay? Timmy, you can't just look sideways. You have to look up ball side, high post, diagonal, right, in all the different areas, okay? All right, you know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you out front against it right now, and you go down to one of the baselines, okay? And be ready to stick the ball here. In our set offense, you're coming to the right side a hell of a lot, maybe more than we have to. Let's change sides of the floor with it. The kick out a lot of times, he's a real good guy to kick it out to. He's standing out there by the three-point line all by himself, okay? All right, come on, guys, let's go. Don't carry any offensive mistakes to defense.
Okay, I'll tell you, last word about Bo Henning's style. I tell you, I could play for him, say, because I made a lot of mistakes. And you know when you come to the sideline, he's not going to yell at you in the huddle there. He may get you in the locker room, but he's not going to yell at you and get you out of your game while you're there. He's just going to talk more strategy to make sure you do what you're supposed to do. And I can play for a guy like that.
Well, that's a matter of opinion, I think. Bo said he didn't want to have any guys like you on his team.
Okay. Holman sinks that.
It's 43-33, down to 10-point lead now for East Brunswick.
Still a little, there's time.
And the press on that, the Raiders finally have the press on, trying to make something happen.
Cannon is getting pinned in the corner.
He's trapped.
Fortunate that he was able to knock it off Motley's leg.
Okay, the Raiders have at least turned up the heat. They're trying something different, trying to create some turnovers to make their move right at this point.
Hockman across the cannon. He'll take the three-pointer. That's a big shot.
And that's a stab in the heart, I tell you.
46-33.
His second three-pointer, Tim Cannon. Got 14 points to lead all scorers.
Bo wants to see some defense, and there's some right there. Berliner knocks it away. Good heads-up play by O'Neal.
And he was mugged.
And he's going to be fouled by Dakayam.
Boy, you talk about an important sequence right here. That was it. Still not a shooting foul. 2 more. North Brunswick will have to foul in order for East Brunswick to shoot 1-on-1.
Clock down to 3:50. Bears by 13, 46-33. Turnover there. Motley keeps it alive. He's got a man free. And
he's hammered.
There's a case could be made for passing the ball, Phil.
Right. But Motley, you know, if he has it in his hands, is going to go up. But I tell you, you take a good look at the young man. One thing I noticed about Jason Motley that I give him credit for, Jason Motley wears a mouthpiece. And we've seen very few players come in here with the mouthpiece in this. Tough and heavy as the bumping's been underneath the boards there, it's certainly a good idea. A lot of players don't like to wear them because they feel they impede the breathing pattern, but it's just good, smart sense.
Makes it 46-35. 11 points. Bears on top. And Deniers goes up to the 15th row.
To take a rest, I tell you. But again, they're turning up the defensive pressure. There you go, all over the court, the pressure.
Well, they leave it up to O'Neal to bring it across.
They're trapping.
Hockman looking for someone. He's got O'Neal. Cannon will take the 3-pointer. Back of the rim.
Bring it back out again.
O'Neal, 3-pointer. And Kutza will bring it back out.
These long rebounds are just killing North Brunswick.
Inside, Berliner spins. Nothing.
Oh, just
Cannon. 4th rebound.
Blocked by Motley.
Dominating the offensive boards. No basket, though.
A lot of energy.
Great feed.
Motley.
I'll tell you, great feed by Denier.
Well, they got it under 10 now.
Cannon. Berliner.
And that was a defensive lapse.
And North Brunswick wants a timeout. 48-37.
And you hear Ed Brahini, he's not happy about something.
It's difficult because the team is exerting so much energy and trying to get this lead down that East Brunswick, quick transition, they get that basket over there. It's tough.
Let's go North Brunswick.
All right, well, it's time for the last go-round here, guys. No more timeouts. 2:30 to go. We need 4 or 5 baskets. We are in the 1-and-1. Let us go to the hole strong. All right, and then we're man-to-man, full court. Man-to-man, full court. You know, and you're the best start athlete we got here. You better get down, move these legs, and play. When the guy takes a 3, you put his hand up, and then you go rebound with these big suckers. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Listen for the fire calls later. On 3-team, 1, 2, 3, 3.
They feel pretty clear.
Okay, and you heard him, and he gave some of everything. Some of the motivational, told him the strategy, man-to-man, full court, decided who should start playing at this point in time, and clearly he's going to try to make something happen. It's now or never for them.
Yeah, well, they got to move.
We got 2:33 left in the game. Bears are on top, 48-37, 11-point lead. Motley looks underneath. Molyneux, reverse.
Ooh, big basket. And I think Brahini's got their attention. And here comes the pressure, the full court pressure.
East Brunswick spreads.
Denier on O'Neal. O'Neal looks inside. Turnover, Motley. Good pass down court. Holloman can't hold it.
I'll tell you, okay, that Brahini extorted him to keep their cool nevertheless, but they got what they wanted. They created the turnover, weren't able to get anything out of it, though.
And again, they're leaving it up to O'Neal to bring it across the
O'Neal
second
handles the
line.
ball, as we said, 95% of the time. And we've seen him against the best, and he can break that press.
Minute 57. Bears by 9.
Do we not have but 5 seniors in here, except for, I'm sorry, 4, except for Cannon?
Hockman by himself, and he's fouled.
And John, you know what I'm going to say. It's the one time that extra dribble helped. He was able to get the foul as well. I was just about to criticize him for putting it on the floor and going up. If it would have been blocked, I would have criticized. But the fact that he drew the foul, we'll give him credit.
So Dekayam is nailed with the foul.
Hockman goes to the line. Not this time. Here comes the Raiders. Deniers fouled by Hockman.
I'll tell you, an acrobatic move by Denier. Getting it up by any means necessary.
Get 2 guys back when they shoot back. If we shoot back, get 2 guys back.
Okay, and you take a good look at Tashawn Denier, a 5'9" junior. He'll be back next year. And speaking about Denier, Brahini said they lost a 3-year starter in a young man by the name of Darryl Banks, who got injured against East Brunswick in football, ended his football high school career and basketball as well. And he said it really hurt when you lose a 3-year starter like Darryl Banks. Darryl Banks would have helped his basketball team tonight, but not here, injured versus East Brunswick.
Well, Phil, I got to tell you, with 1 or 2 players, this North Brunswick team could be at one of the top teams around.
Oh, you see what Richie Kutza did?
Smart play.
Yeah.
Comes down. He would have been pinned and trapped. Call the timeout.
Well,
traveling too.
He rolled. I thought it should have been traveling. But you're right. And when you see somebody with like Motley, if he has another player of that quality to play with him, it can make a world of difference in the team.
It would be definitely a different team.
All right, let's see what Bo was talking about.
Now, we can't run the baseline. After you break deep, you go to your regular lane, which is the left lane, correct? Okay. Timmy, you run the right lane on this? Okay. Yeah, okay, get to that, because I think it's a 1-2-1-1 press by them, all right? Up in this end of the court, if it's man, now listen carefully, if it's man, we're going to go spread. If it's their half-court trap, now we'll come back with Neil in the high post, right? Brandon, Kutz, Timmy, and O, and keep the ball moving. Keep the ball moving. Make them chase you like hell, okay? Ball fakes, ball fakes. Break double teams after you ball fake. Okay? All right, let's go. Pennsylvania on the inbounds. Hey, let's make sure we got deep.
Feel a lot of anticipation.
A lot of anticipation. Basically, Bo's telling them, hey, we're going to take some time off the clock. We'll make adjustments to whatever defense in. If they're man-to-man, we're going spread. If they're playing a 1-2-2, we'll cut off them. So
I think the East Brunswick's benefit at this point is that it's 5 team fouls against North Brunswick, so they're going to have to foul a couple of times.
Deniers.
Wow.
Missed.
Opportunity lost.
And I'll tell you, the second time Deniers tried all kinds of acrobats to try to get the ball up, just didn't go down.
Neil, get it down. You're open.
50-39 is our score. 1:35 remaining in the game. Bears on top by 11. And foul by Deniers on O'Neill.
We have a takedown, 2 points for O'Neill there.
No foul shoot.
Okay, you hear Brahini now not very happy in letting the official know.
No one-on-one.
No.
Next one will be. I think they're going to have to foul him.
Cannon, and he's fouled. Foul will be on Motley.
Did you want to foul Tim Cannon, Phil?
With 1:21 left and down by 11 points, you might want to foul someone. Nobody's tearing up the nets from the foul line. So,
however, Tim Cannon is shooting 74%.
And he's the best foul shooter of the regulars.
45 for 61.
You know, this is our last game of the season, and as you look at the boys, Jim, you know, some young players that'll be back next year, and how's that JV team?
JV team did very, very well so far. I don't have the record with me. I'm sorry, John. Caught me off base there, but almost every game we've seen them play, they've won.
Foul that time.
And a lot of those players we have seen on the varsity level, like Rich Bentrowitz, Justin Harper, Richie Whalen. As a matter of fact, Kareem Blevler has often played too, but just to mention some other names.
Well, Keith Lane's done as he always does, a fine job with the JVs. And talking about Bentrovich, and that is the name. JV record is 17-2.
Thank you, Phil.
Bentrovich, Rich, and Brian are brothers. Brian is 1 minute older than Rich, and being that this is our last telecast, we want to get that information in.
Good enough.
For our fans.
Beck at the line.
Well, they're icing
Makes
this
both
one.
of them. And it's 52-39 with 1:10 left. Motley three-pointer. Hockman comes down with it.
Boy, Kutz is open.
And they're bringing it back out, taking some time off the clock.
It's a lost cause for the Raiders.
That's
O'Neal traveling.
O'Neal got the ball caught up near his stomach there, sort of slid on it, and official had to call traveling right on top of it.
Well, East Brunswick bent a little, but I'll tell you what, to their credit, they never really were threatened in this game.
Ooh,
pretty, huh?
Three-pointer.
I'll tell you, where's
10
that been?
points now. East Brunswick 52-42.
It's just not enough time.
30 seconds remaining.
You almost want to say he's safe.
And a foul will be called on Holloman.
And some good sportsmanship there. Holman fouled Kutza. Kutza smiled and they slapped 5. They both know the game's over. They probably played in the summer leagues together.
I was going to say, most of these players know one another quite well.
And it goes.
53-42.
That's Kutz's 9th point, by the way.
Make that 10.
10. Cannon leading scorer, 14. Allinder chipped in with 8 points. We haven't seen him too much in the 4th quarter.
So we're down to the last 14 seconds.
Come on, get a stop, Green.
Bears
Get down
by
to the ball,
10.
Timmy. Force it out. Down to the ball, O.
Shot that time by Molyneux. Makes it 54-44. And with 3 seconds remaining, we did mention that this is our last televised game of the year. There may be some championship games, we're not sure yet, but we certainly do want to take this opportunity to thank the people at East Brunswick High School, Frank Knoppenberger and his staff, for helping us with the accommodations, all the people that help us with scoring sheets and rosters of the players. We certainly appreciate it. As Hockman misses, and that'll do it.
Oh!
And they're going to give it to him.
But it hit the top, did it not?
Yeah.
It can't be good. It hit the top.
And what a way to end.
I don't think they're going to
And the
argue this
officials,
one, are they?
they're not going to let him do it. But technically, when that hits the top there, that disqualifies the basket. Hit the top, came down, and went in for a three-pointer.
So that it'll look good in the papers tomorrow.
I hope we got that. That may be the highlight of the year. And as you see, East Brunswick improves their record to 8-11.
Yeah.
North Brunswick falls to 8-11.
Right.
And
So
we'll find out about the GMCs this week, Jim.
yeah, I think, well, what's going to happen is this weekend, the seedings will be on Monday night. I believe it's Monday night. So with East Brunswick not having a game till February 16th, that's it as far as what they can do to impress the coaches. And the coaches are the ones that are going to choose the teams. So they got to look at the records. They got to look at the respective teams, strengths of teams. I don't know, Phil. What do you think?
I think, well, I told you I thought before. I think, first of all, that if they go on the strength of schedule and how East Brunswick has played a lot of the top teams and whatnot, they just got to be in there. But if you're another coach and you're afraid that a team like East Brunswick might knock you off, you may just go on the record alone and keep them out. So vote to keep them out. So it's a tough call.
Well, time will tell. And so we thank everyone associated with Channel 8, everyone here at East Brunswick High School. I certainly extend my personal thanks to you, Phil and Jimmy, for another outstanding season. Hopefully we'll see you with a championship game. We know maybe, or we're hoping, at least with the girls anyway, in the GMCs. We'll see what happens with the boys. We'll find out more this week. So for everyone at Channel 8, as we check out of East Brunswick High School tonight, the final, East Brunswick 54, North Brunswick 47. I'm John Meggiolaro saying, thanks for being with us.